Jim, this feels like a Final Four here. These kind of referees, coaches, teams, players.
Atmosphere. And Damon Bailey controls for Indiana. Gets it inside quickly, but Chaney will bring it out. Oh, he lost the handle. No, it was knocked away.
He's going to take that ball down inside, so you can be sure early in this game. There he is immediately.
Already trying to post him up.
Yep.
Ford denies. Kentucky very aggressive man-to-man here on the first possession.
Good switch by Brown and Rhodes.
Baseliner given up inside and over for the first two.
Bob Knight loves when Chaney moves well without the ball. That time he put it on the floor and aggressively went to the basket. Took advantage of the switch.
At the other end, Ford is guarded by Bailey.
Much better matchup for Indiana.
Freshman Roderick Rhodes at the three. Good block-out position by Henderson, and here comes Indiana. The bounce pass to Chaney. He thought about the turnaround. Instead, Bailey with a three.
6 out of 9 threes coming into this ball game. His last 9 attempts. They talked about his confidence factor, Jim. It looks like it's there already.
As you said, the MVP at the Hoosier Classic. First time he ever won an award like that.
On the college level.
On the college level, of course. He won plenty at the high school level. You know that. Mashburn gets Kentucky on track.
Despite good defense. Both teams really playing great man-to-man so far.
Whistle away from the action. In this game. Ratty, a former walk-on, now a team captain, handling the basketball at the moment. Mashburn steps to the hole, short on the jumper. Bailey runs it down. In the corner, Chaney for a three.
That's just solid play by Indiana. You notice Chaney went out at the three-point area, allowing Damon Bailey to have a good lane to drive and then the kick out. Jim, the intensity in this game, you think of that very short bench that Indiana has. You figure Kentucky and Rick Pitino are going to be patient enough to try to wear them down a little bit because he can go 10 deep on his squad.
Indiana dressing only 9. 15 on the shot clock for Kentucky. Trailing 8-2. Now under 10 on the shot clock.
And you can see how Indiana's defending the three-point area. They're really going out on all those attempts.
Graham got a hand on it. 1 second on the shot clock. The basket would have counted. Rhodes too strong.
Rhodes and Chaney really going after each other with their arms.
Kentucky wanted a walk. Nover gets it over to Henderson. Long rebound to Bailey. Inside, and a foul on the back committed by Dent. Talk a little bit to Dent on the bench. Followed up by Nover.
There's a case where Ford just overmatched inside when double team took place and allowed Nover to be wide open unchecked. Tough situation for Pitino at that guard spot defensively.
Good pass. Rhodes gets his first two. Mashburn with the assist.
Watch Rhodes and Calbert Chaney going after each other with hand checks.
Chaney, he was fouled in the Louisville.
Once for a national championship.
That's right, against
1958.
Seattle and Elgin Baylor. Jared Prickett is into the game, a freshman from Fairmont, West Virginia.
Smart play by Travis Ford, Indiana down.
That's the first on Graham. Kentucky with 3 subs in the game.
Not going to guard Riddick outside for the three.
Three-pointer, Ford right over Greg Graham.
Now the problem there, Jim, is if you're not going to play Riddick on the outside, then there's nobody to switch off for a man that's going to take the three.
Bailey shakes away from the defender. Chaney gets the open jumper. Last touch by Henderson.
And he said, I can't figure it out. So let's see in this game if anybody gets a real run on him of maybe 10-1 type of run.
Ford made a three a moment ago. Good offensive rebound by Andre Riddick. Mashburn. Boy, how sweet was that one?
Well, his range is unlimited, so you have got to go out and play him even if he's 3 or 4 steps beyond the normal three-point line.
Indiana already with 2 threes in this game. They did not make one last year against Kentucky. The game Kentucky won by 2 at the Hoosier Dome.
Good defense.
Henderson, wild shot. Tip in by Chaney.
Left-handed tip in as he held off Mashburn on the inside.
And the pass thrown away by Ford.
Player is not going to catch it on the run.
With the full court pressure again. Henderson brings it to the front court. Indiana leading on the boards at this point, 6-2.
Trying to do something for Damon Bailey down inside. Ford fighting over the top. Good help by Mashburn.
They double up Bailey. Takes the shot over Mashburn.
Boston University, the Knicks, Providence, it's almost that same scenario every place.
Good box shot by Bailey.
Oh, good look away.
The Nover and one.
Jim, that was just a great play by...
Over gets the roll. He has 7 points. Indiana by 5.
Jim, the team hasn't entered into the equation yet in this game. So if you're a Kentucky fan, you still ought to relax a little bit.
Ford drills his second three-pointer of the game. And a slap.
Get Chris Reynolds over on the side. Evans on the side. You can figure those two have got to see action here shortly.
Chaney challenging the freshman Cricket.
Hand check. Season loses in the state championship game. Tough way to go out as a high school player. But he's going to be a good one here at Kentucky. And you can see the confidence Pitino has in him. He's guarding Chaney right here in his freshman year.
Chaney gets a nice screen from Bailey. Off the mark. And Little Ford gets the rebound. Out to Prickett. And ahead to Mashburn.
Nice kick out. Good reversal of the ball.
Ready with the long three for Kentucky.
Created semi-delay fast break situation here. Great ball reversal by Kentucky.
Kentucky has taken the lead. 16-5 already against Kentucky 7 minutes into this game.
But, Jim, that's part of the technique here by Kentucky. Go ahead and force defensively. Even if you commit some fouls, try to wear down this Indiana club that's been an Iron Man 5 so far.
And having stopped his dribble needs some help.
Whoever's got to look at that basket. Good rub off by Chaney.
Over. Underneath. And now with 9. Boy, he plays well when we see him. He had the MVP performance for Indiana's side against Kansas. 18 points and 10 rebounds.
And what established a new 8-for-8 shooting mark this year, which kind of surprised us. The all-time shooting mark at Indiana was 8-for-8 from the field.
Another three. Another one goes for Bradley.
And it looked like Damon Bailey just a little bit too tired to get out there on him.
On the break, Henderson.
Riddle gets up, doesn't he?
He is intense today, too.
Again, Jim, Indiana not able to get out on the three-point shooter. Fatigue starting to set in a little bit here.
Threes coming from everywhere. Kentucky by 5. Underneath to Graham. Great pass. Bounced it in there to Calvert Chaney.
Well, Travis Ford got caught on the screen.
Ford, another one. Yes! They are now 7 for 11 from three-point range. Not even 9 minutes into the game.
And Jim, you can see that time that Ford called for that solid screen to get the
7 threes they've made already. They have the NCAA record. The 21 against Carolina back in '89. Bailey gets back in, gets the rebound. Chris Reynolds has come in for the Indiana Hoosiers. He reaches in on Roderick Rhodes.
tap-in he's had today.
He has 7 points for the Hoosiers. Back within 4.
Henderson's not playing his man outside, so he can set us.
turned it over.
Good switch by Kentucky again. Bailey ought to take him with a dribble. There it is. Good move.
Up high, he takes it. Then bats it outside the 4. A wing to Brady.
Jim, this Kentucky team is obviously a much better rebounding team than the Kentucky club they had last year. May not be as experienced, but much more physical.
Mashburn with a 3. He has 8.
You really got to force him to put the ball on the floor with a dribble and then expect some help.
Kentucky with its largest lead, a 7-point lead with 9:30 to go in the first half.
Great curl ball.
Soft touch.
Well, he uses that left hand. So, he's a left-hand player. He uses it so well, whether he goes right or left with it.
Well, talk about a tough shot.
Henderson has really been kept out of the play, not only off the boards, but also trying to get his shot. Mashburn really doing a job on that end of the floor as well.
He has not scored. Beautiful. Chaney again. And the pass by Reynolds.
Ooh, how about that move? Hold it on back. See, there's the solid screen, and Henderson can't get there in time.
Brady runs down his own miss. Mashburn. Oh, is he hot?
Remember him telling us yesterday that the game in the Garden was just one of those off days, that's all, and he's certainly proven that to be right.
To think he was only 1 for 13 against St. John's, and the one that he made was a dunk.
Well, give some credit to Scott and St. John's defense.
Here's Henderson, and he gets into the scoring column. 33-27, Wildcats.
Now, Dent just doesn't understand how to set that screen.
Jeff Brasso wearing a knee brace. He played only 2 games last year before his knee gave out. Had to have an operation. Junior from Houston. Good outside shooter, too. Brasso dishes it to Brown. No arc on that jumper.
Indiana really gets out on the break nicely on that play. And when you have this many big guys in the game, if Indiana can get some rebounds, they should have an advantage on the break. The balance not there for Kentucky.
Brian Evans in also for the Hoosiers, number 34. Graham driving to the basket on Brown. Or they say he pushed on handling the basketball for Kentucky with Riddick, Martinez, Mashburn, and Brasso on the floor.
Mashburn trying to post up on Nova inside. Good back screen.
Brasso, he loves the long shot. Chaney with a very aggressive rebound. Trailing on the play, now driving. Lost control of it.
Nice looking shooter. I think he's going to be an outstanding player. Asking a lot of him to be able to step up in a game like this and be a major factor, however. Again, they're not guarding Riddick on the outside.
Mashburn,
Push off.
Martinez got away with it. Turnaround, good shot. Really one of the most improved players I've ever seen come onto the college scene. In 1 year, he made such a leap forward. Brown down deep to Riddick. Bailey held him up.
Oh, are they going to call that intentional? I don't know about that.
Martinez got Chaney to commit, and I think Chaney landed on him.
But as you know, I think there's a big difference between the top 8 teams in the country and how they can attack you and some of the other clubs they've played so far this year, particularly inside.
Chaney.
Boy, Riddick gets up tough on the board.
Again. Touched by Riddick. Chaney, who sits with 4 fouls, 4 rebounds, I should say, and 11 points.
Pump fake that time by Nova.
Hoosier uniform with that 8 for 8.
All right, both of those guys transferred out of Indiana. Callaway going, obviously, to Kansas, and Mike Dillon at NC State.
Cricket.
Not bashful, is he, Jim?
Rebound by Todd Leary, who makes his first appearance. 6'3" junior from Indianapolis.
Bob Knight having to go to that bench. Cheney really needed the rest. Now they need to get Henderson doing something actively offensively. He had his rest.
Leary, you might recall, the near hero in last year's Final Four. Off block against. Ends up only being a one-point trip for Indiana. They're down by 7.
Down inside.
Ford launching it on a 3. Short this time. But Grady gets the offensive board. Kicks it right out. Still Kentucky's basketball. Punts in this game in the first half. But hot from the floor recently, 14 of his last 17. What a stop by Evans. How about that?
And an excellent help by Nober coming over, realizing that Mashburn had good low post position. And with Cheney out of there, you can see Henderson realize he has to pick up the offensive load a little bit.
Bailey steals it. Waits for his teammates in the front court.
Scouting report obviously on Reynolds is he's not going to take that jump shot. Oh no, that ball was hit.
That was right off of Crickett's fingertips.
It really was.
Cheney's back for Indiana. Brasso's on the floor for the Wildcats.
Grady down inside trying to post up against Bates.
Ford driving past Reynolds and gets the nice soft roll. Ford with 14.
I think he really shot Reynolds that time, Jim, by putting the ball on the floor. Reynolds expecting to take the outside straight.
Traveling on over number 25 for Indiana. So all 9 players dressed for the Hoosiers have been in the game today. Martinez too strong and a good rebound by Henderson.
And out a rebounding tear of late 19 in one game. Have to go back to Bobby Wilkerson's 19 before you find somebody in Indiana uniform that got that many. So Henderson getting on the board.
Brasso flies in for the rebound. Kentucky trying to increase its 9-point lead. Going the other way.
Really probably can look at free throw shooting or the lack thereof in the Kansas game for the loss. They have got to make up for that on the foul line today because obviously Kentucky is a big edge in the three-point shooting. So there's another one. 40% of Kentucky's points this year have come on the three-point shot, and for Indiana, only 17%. You've got to really overcome that when you play against Kentucky.
Double-figure lead for the first time for the Wildcats. 42-31. Underneath to Henderson. Henderson with 4 points. He's coming into this game with 5 straight double-doubles. Points and rebounds. Brown. Out to Mashburn. Back to Brown for another try.
And one of the reasons they have such confidence in the three is because Pitino builds that confidence.
How about that three? Answering at the other end, Calvert Cheney. 14 for Cheney. Freedom Hall in Lexington, Louisville, Kentucky, a 4. Kentucky is the third-ranked team and figures to move up with a victory today since Kansas lost to Michigan. Indiana, you're not so sure, Billy, if they would move up to 2 or if Michigan would take that spot if they were to win.
Well, 2 great wins for Michigan on a neutral floor, beating North Carolina and then Kansas. When Michigan plays focused and scared, they play awfully well and got great play off the bench over in Hawaii. And in that situation, even if it's under 5, you don't put any more time on the clock. Plenty of time, though, to get a good shot.
Rebound to Cheney. Down 11. Indiana on this trip can cut it to 5 with a 2.
Cheney trying to post up inside on Pritchett. I think it's important to get Cheney the shot here.
Cricket finally saves it to Ford. Up ahead to Brown. Taken out by Reynolds. A minute to go in the first half. Kentucky by 7. They led by 11 at one time. Push off against Ford, I believe now. 6 out of 12 from the free throw line. Down 6.
With a chance to get the ball back one last time. Let's see if Kentucky tries to hang on to it a while. Richard had the shot, didn't look for it. Surprising because he's been taking them before that.
About an 11-second difference on the game clock to shot clock.
I think Cricket should take that shot. He's wide open.
Brasso steps in. Cricket tried to tip it and got it back. One more try. The freshman again. And Henderson underneath. Kentucky for the last possession as Henderson misses them both.
Tough misses when you've got this game in a situation where you really make it tight.
Look at that one. Cricket. Mashburn rejected by Nover. And Leary from midcourt. Mashburn had 2 of his shots blocked in the first half. But he's fine.
Indiana down, particularly midway through the first half.
Both teams open up the second half with the starting units on the floor. Here's Mashburn. Rebound pulled down by Graham. Remember, Indiana scored the last 5 of the first half. Trying to keep the run going, and Cooney in and out. Roderick Rhodes is back, Billy.
That's a smart thing, giving the ball up on the break.
To Dent, who flips it short. Chaney, three-pointer, pull up. Wow.
Second one of those he's made today, pulling up on the semi-break. Beautiful stroke on that shot.
17 for Chaney.
With fresh legs, Indiana right back out defensively like they were at the start of the game when they had the lead.
Mashburn on the drive. Over to Dent. Henderson got a piece of the to get Indiana control.
You know, one of the things that I thought at the top of the show would give Kentucky some problems and hadn't at all, and that is posting up Travis Ford inside, but they haven't been able to take advantage of it. There's one. Nothing there. I think Graham tried to make a pass on that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was, shot or a pass. Mashburn, we know what that is. That's another 3 for Mashburn. Kentucky has now made 11 in game. Breaking through the double team is Graham. They have the numbers. Nover, hack
8% of his free throws, and here you've got Indiana as a team. You'd normally think of them a good free throw shooting club, just not getting it done.
8 of 18. Indiana from the line. Look at Ford, weaving right through and scoring 2.
And man's having a big day. Transfer from Missouri. Had the knee problem last year, really setting back a little bit, but doing it today.
Game was a lot like assistant coach Billy Donovan. Remember him? Reynolds back in from the 21 for Indiana as we see another jumper dropped by Chaney.
Billy Donovan having some of his greatest moments as collegiate player right here on this floor when Providence won the Southeastern Regional under Rick Pitino and went to the Final Four, losing to Syracuse.
Georgetown, right? Big that day, right here on this floor in '87.
Alabama and Georgetown in that regional to win those 2 games.
Dent took the jumper. Indiana down by 6.
You know, the Kentucky players take that 3 or the outside shot, no matter who it is. They never have to look over to Pitino to see if he's annoyed, because they've got a free rein to take that open shot. Let's see if Dent takes advantage of the solid screens. Here it comes. No way to stop that play unless you're going to come out and guard Dent. I think Kentucky could run that play and run it.
Is 6 out of 9. He's actually faring the best of the Hoosiers from the line. 5-point lead for Kentucky. Ashburn. And 1.
Now, Bob Knight's got to start.
Now has 19. Opens up an 8-point lead. Batted away by Cricket. Brown tries to save it, but Nover is in the area. Chaney, baseliner. Loves that shot.
Well, Ford did all he could, though. He had to go out and try to stop the three. Cheney pump faked him and by.
Offensive. That's 3 now against Indiana. 3 against 4.
6 Final Fours have been played in this building. Some of the most historical games that you can think of. Adolph Rupp's club won in 1958 here. Cal beating West Virginia in 59. Cincinnati over Ohio State in 62. Bob Knight on that club. Then Loyola Chicago knocked off Cincinnati in their chance to go win 3 straight national crowns. UCLA won 4-2.
Nover can add 1 more at the line.
I think he hurt his ankle. He said it'd be a disservice to the young man. He's held him out this far, and he said he thinks he's going to be an outstanding player, and to have him miss what amounts to half a season just to come back to this club, he's just not going to do it.
Even if they lost Nover.
He said.
Mashburn.
Boy, he took such pressure because of his ability to put the ball on the floor.
Nover. Martinez challenge. And Jamel Martinez. Indiana climbs within 5. Under 15 minutes to go.
Jim, you know what hasn't happened here in the second half? The fatigue factor. Indiana seems fresher now than they did at any time except the very start of this ball game. So Kentucky hasn't been able to get them worn out here in the second half.
They reverse their call. Kentucky will kick it.
You've got to go out and play him even that deep. He'll take the 3 from the NBA line.
Look at Brady. He chased it down to the backcourt a moment ago. Now he fights, outfights for that rebound. An Indiana player. 4 rebounds for Brady. Open jumper. 3-pointer. Calvert Cheney with his 9th rebound.
What Indiana's doing to the press right now is throwing over the...
And as much as Kentucky's been firing the 3 and making them, the difference now is coming at the free throw line.
Yeah. Nice double team. And a good recovery by Indiana. That's solid defense in the low post.
Ford, 3-pointer. Nover jumps in for the rebound.
Cheney been quiet here in the second half with his shooting.
That would have moved them within 2. Brady from the wing. Brickett keeps it alive, and the freshman will go to the line for 1 more.
Yeah, double figures, but then everybody else like averages 6-8 points a game.
Reach in by Ford. Actually going against Brady. We've got later to
Find not able to make what is supposed to be called the charity strike. But anything but that for them.
11 for 26 now, as even Bailey's missing.
Hard to believe. And, of course, they count so much on the free throw to be one of their big weapons. There's that solid screen again. And Henderson finds himself too far away to help out.
Off balance all the way. Henderson picks it off the floor. Indiana trailing by 8.
I think they need to get Cheney the ball some in half court. Got it now. Got the freshman on him. He ought to take it.
Posting up. Bailey's trying to post up Brady. They swing it over to the other side.
There's Cheney.
High arcing shot.
You've got to recognize when you've got an experienced super player like Cheney and you've got a freshman on him, get him the ball. Let him touch it a little bit. Use up some clock and make sure the right man's shooting the ball.
Ahead of his average, he has 24.
Oh, that was kind of a cheap call there, and the fact that Cheney was in the Kansas game. I mean, that's part of their strategy of the way they play and their style and philosophy, but your coach can't convert the free throws for you.
Brasso back in, number 14 for Kentucky.
Nice pass.
Way outside.
He actually was faded away on that shot. Not the kind of shot he wants. Good defense by Nover.
Yep. 21 for Ford.
Jim, I'm surprised that Rick Pitino, the pro mentality is when you get a guy hot and you got a play that's working, you just go until they alter their defense. But they haven't gone back to it time and time again.
Ratty with a reach around. Kentucky leading by 6.
So this club has got a lot to learn in regard to half-court offense.
Brasso. Ashburn took one player to the floor. Kentucky basketball. They still are 20 right here on this floor.
Louisville was doing all right in that game until Rozier got himself a technical foul. There's that same play again. It looks like Pitino going back to it. Ford can get a better one than that.
Henderson with 9 rebounds for the Hoosiers.
I'm really impressed that Indiana has not worn down in this half like they did in the first half. They really have their legs now.
Oh, against Henderson.
One dribble.
Riddick.
Hook.
Right over the back to get it back. 2 for 2 by Henderson, a rarity today for Indiana. And it's a 4-point game. Ford with a long one.
Good Nover let that ball drop out of his hands because it wasn't a walk.
Reynolds races to the front court.
Somebody's got to be open. It's Henderson.
Cheney past Mashburn.
Brilliant shot and a smart play by Cheney. He knew Mashburn was rushing after him, went right by him.
Oh, they have the angle on that one. There's no way he had the angle to do that. Mashburn now with 24.
Yeah, he just wanted to answer Cheney. I mean, those were two great one-on-one moves by both players.
Ratty tried to get the steal, almost.
Ford playing off Reynolds a little bit. Good cut.
Nover. No room.
Newcomer as well. Another missed free throw.
Nover has had 16 free throw attempts today. Made 11 of them. Now, at the last moment, sets up Mashburn.
Mashburn didn't quite catch that ball. Went up for the jump shot, didn't have it seated in his hand.
A 3 would tie it.
Well, you've got Rhodes on Cheney. Rhodes been following him all day. Why not let Cheney touch it again? Rhodes is just body checking and hand checking. Here comes the curl move. A push off by Cheney. This is the key again. Rhodes now into the game. Has been quiet offensively. He's on Cheney. Let's see if Knight tries to let Cheney handle that ball on him.
Nover banks it home. Back to a 2-point lead for Kentucky. They cut it to 2.
Jim, everybody thought Nover in his career at Indiana would be basically a screener, but he has become a very effective offensive player.
He has 23 points.
That's his all-time high. 19 was his high previously. You have the feeling, if you didn't know the score, that Kentucky would be way ahead. But here's Indiana with a chance to tie or go ahead themselves. And I'm really amazed in the second half, Indiana's stamina.
1-point Kentucky lead. Under 7 to go.
Jim, Kentucky's got to get something out of their half-court offense now because Indiana's taken away the 3. There it again. Kentucky still trying to play the perimeter game Got to figure out a way to get some easy ones down inside.
Rhodes misfiring the jumper. He's not had the type of game that he's experienced most of his young career at Kentucky. Chaney for the lead. Yes. Chaney with 29. Pumps the
The reason for that is he's going to try to get some kind of a half-court set going here to get an easy basket, something other than a three. And here they are working their half-court 1-4 offense. Nice move by Pitino.
Indiana leading for the first time since 17-15 in the first half.
Walk. And he made it. That was the object of Pitino. Put my four most experienced players on the floor and try to get something other than a three out of the offense.
Indiana has 4 of the starters in there, and Reynolds for Baylor. On the block, Nover adding to his career afternoon. Now with 26.
Martinez got caught behind him. You don't have to worry about fouling out. You've got to be more aggressive than that on a low-post defense.
Right side, there's the defensive gym that you talked about, how Reynolds can provide that.
See, by taking away some of the scoring that Kentucky has, they don't have an opportunity to press on made field goals, and that's taken away an awful lot of their ability to wear Indiana down. It's become a half-court game, which is what Bob Knight loves.
Reynolds at the other end. What a great pass.
Went right over the top of Travis Ford's head on that one.
That was Henderson with the assist. He already has more assists, Billy, than he had all of last season.
For the season. Yeah. Well, if Nover can get 4 today, he'll have more than he had all last.
About confidence yesterday, too, as he felt weak. So much more physical at this level than he thought when he came here as a freshman.
There was an opportunity and a made score for Kentucky to press a little bit, and that helps you wear a team down, but they haven't had enough made.
They take it away from Chaney. Dale Brown, Kentucky's best defender of 92. They rated him, and he gets the
Good luck, huh?
He's going to earn enough Chevrolet $1,000 scholarships to pay for a whole student body. Oh, what a big call that is.
That's Martinez out of there, right?
That's it for Martinez. Long inside player for Alabama. Good college player. 4-point lead. Over now 13 of 20 from the line.
You see how Kentucky now is playing their half-court offense. They've really brought things down inside. Now for the kicking.
Just where they needed it. Travis Ford. And look at the dividing line. They split these tickets in half. 10,000 from each school. For each school, their fans. 1 point Indiana lead.
Rick Pitino really used that timeout to get them back in their half-court offense. And since that time, they've been getting much better shots. Chaney posting up on Mashburn. Mashburn doing a good job to deny the ball.
Henderson travels.
And Jim, with the way Kentucky is really sloughing off inside, Indiana could get that kick out for the jump shot for a guy like Damon Bailey. That one's about 2 steps past his normal shooting range.
27 for Ford. And back-to-back threes to give Kentucky the lead. Bailey in trouble. Gives it up to Henderson.
Good pivoting.
Nover wide open. Ties it back at 74. Nover with 29 points. 10 more than his previous career high. Mashburn, three-pointer at the 2-minute mark.
The same play, Jim. If you don't come out, the guard's with it. He's going to set a solid screen and make the three-point shot available. It's cost Indiana all day long.
Kentucky by 3.
Mashburn Chaney. What a match
Henderson. Swatted away by Riddick. Ford up ahead. Gets the trailer Brown. Going the other way against Kentucky. They call it on Brown.
Travis Ford's exhausted right now. Minute and 33. See how long Pitino keeps him out. I thought maybe he'd go for a timeout. Just to rest him. Get him back in there.
Brady, number 23, is in.
Boy, Rhodes is tough, isn't he?
Looks like he might have been holding up Bailey. One after the loose ball. Graham off balance. Gets the roll to cut it to 1.
What if Pitino will call a timeout right now to get Travis Ford back? And yes, sir, he's going to go with a timeout. Nice call here.
Kentucky is left with 1.
Walk in the game, so he wisely called that timeout with 1 left, knowing he's got to have a guy who's got a hot hand who can run this offense in the game.
Mashburn. Oh, that one on a line, and Mashburn with 29. 3-point lead.
Well, he uses that crossover dribble. It's high. And it's a wonder nobody can take that ball away from him. They just don't do it. Knight now wanting the same type of strategy.
Kentucky won at the Hoosier Dome 76-74.
And you notice they've got Rhodes, who has 4 fouls, guarding Chaney. That saves Mashburn, who's got 3. Obviously, Rick Pitino doesn't squad that are in the NBA presently. Here goes that movement.
Rhodes almost made the big steal.
And Damon Bailey had to hold up a little bit there. And that was a deep. Now you see what Rick Pitino's doing. Got to go for 2 quickly here. Just good overplay by Kentucky. They can't get anything. Can't get the ball to Chaney.
Chaney bouncing it in. What a pass by Nover. And Henderson cuts it to 1. 15 seconds to go.
Oh, that's not the timeout Rick Pitino.
Throw it across. Ford gets it back. Bailey from behind almost made the steal.
Somebody should have come to that ball.
Big one here.
Okay, you've got Leary coming in the game. They don't get him in time.
Yeah, well, they blow
Tie it up with a 3. Make him go the line with a 2.
Must have the 3 to tie it. Bailey wants it. Bailey. Oh, I thought he made it, Billy. Bransell has the rebound. And for the second straight year, Kentucky has